Thank you for watching this video. Though it is only the start of the video, this video was put together by both me and Saruto the Drug Kage, so please go down into the description down below and, hit the subscribe button on his channel. But with that being said, let the what if begin.
We see a 3-year-old Naruto. Naruto will be walking through his village as he'll be getting stares and glares from different people. Demon, just go back to your, hell that you came from? Man, we should just kill you already. You're lucky Lord Third is saving you. The boy would run through the village. Look at that demon hair. It's all red. And look at those demon blue eyes. He's disgusting. He has the blue eyes of Satan. What a disgusting being. From here, Naruto would keep running as he would keep hearing all these bad things about him. Eventually, he'll make it to his home as he would go into the house. But once he did, well, it was messed up. He would get on the ground crying as he would be crying his heart out, wondering why. Why did he have to be born in this terrible society? A society where people didn't love him, a place where he wasn't wanted, a place where he wasn't needed, a place where he had no one. Naruto from this young age would learn that it's either kill or be killed. He knew that's how he would have to live, because if he didn't try to protect himself, he would die. Which is why from here he would start training. Naruto would start doing a bunch of push-ups, 20 push-ups every day to be exact. Not just that, but he would do sit-ups. He would do a bunch of runs around the village. He would keep trying to get as buff as he could while he was only the age of 5. That's how much they pushed Naruto. Every time Naruto would work out, he would hear the names they said to him, demon, brat. He hated those names. He wanted it gone. He just wanted someone to be there for him, but nobody was there. Naruto was all alone, suffering deep inside of his deep, deep depression. Asking, just wondering if somebody would hold their hand out and let him grab it. But every time he would reach out, no one would be there. It was like a black empty void, and the only person there was him. That's when he knew that in this world, life doesn't matter. What you're fighting for isn't to be alive. It's not that at all. You're fighting for your pride. You're fighting for your whole existence. You see, you can die, but your existence will still be known. Or maybe it would disappear. You don't know. Naruto is thinking deeper into it. He was thinking maybe if he killed these so-called gods or these so-called devils that he wouldn't be treated as one. But then he had to think about it more. They wouldn't change. They would just see him even more of a devil because he killed the true one. No matter what Naruto did, it seemed like this fate of his, this fate to go down the road of despair and sadness and hatred would always be there. Was there any way for him to escape this path? He would think this every day as he would go back to his home and work out. Eventually, Naruto would reach the age of 6. After reaching the age of 6, Naruto was fed up with the village. Nobody loved him. Nobody even cares for him. And, well, this moment here was the peak. No, the ultimate hatred that built up in Naruto. Naruto was walking down the streets of Konoha, still getting dirty glares and some people spitting at him, but he would dodge. But this is when things messed up. Sorry, Naruto, but you'll be requested by Lord Third. Please come with us. Alright. They would then take Naruto to the woods, as Naruto said, is Lord Third out here? Nah, but we're gonna do our own things to you. As they would then kick Naruto in the gut, making Naruto fall to his knees. From here, they would kick Naruto in his face, as after that, they would keep on beating him up over and over again. From here, a guy would go up to Naruto, picking him up by his hair, as he said, we're going to treat you like a little dog. Are you ready? And after that, they would do exactly what they said. They would torture Naruto, make his life a living hell. And for the next week, that's all what would happen. that had kidnapped Naruto. But eventually, 10 new Anbus would come and see the boy, as they would have to grab him and rush him to the hospital. Once he got there, he would think to himself, I don't want to be here. I want to leave. I hate it here. As from here, 2 people would enter his room. Who are you people? Yeah, I know you don't know us, kid, but my name is Zabuza, and her name is Haku. You see, the main reason that, well, we're here is because we're the ones that knew you got kidnapped. Huh? How did you know? Well, you see, you seem like an interesting kid. Red hair, getting dirty glares, and based off what I've seen from my own village, you're probably a Jin Cherokee. Am I correct? Jin Cherokee? If you don't mind me asking, sir, what is that? It seems like they haven't told you, but it's pretty obvious. But even if you don't know, I'll explain it. A Jin Cherokee is somebody that has one of the 9-tailed beasts inside of them. There's 9 of them, and they're basically just war chakra. They're not meant for much, and they're really just weapons and tools. And it seems like you have one. So, what do you say, kid? How about you come with me? I'll train you to be strong. And not just strong, but, well, I can also teach you how to master the beast inside of you. So, what do you want to do? From here, Naruto said, I'll join you. I need power, because in this cruel world of shinobi, the only way to live is to be killed. Or survive. Or better yet, kill or be killed. That's the only way I see it. So yes, I'll train with you. And I'll leave this village with you. But I do need to ask you one question. What, or more like, what village did you come from? Well, you see, me, I came from the Mist village. While Haku, she was a part of a clan. But that clan, well, let's just say they had their downfall. And I met her, well, in the Mist. From here, Naruto just nodded his head. As after that, Zabuza said, so, are you ready, kid? Yes. I'm breaking all of my bonds with Konoha Gakure. Konoha, next time I see it, should be burned to the ground if all I care. After that, they would nod their heads, as they would then take Naruto with them. As from here, Naruto would go on the train for a pretty long time. Now, we do a time skip. This time skip will be around, I say, 4 years later. Now, Naruto will be 10 years old, if I'm not, because he was like 6, 4 years later, that make him 10, so yeah. So Naruto is around 10 years old. He'll be wearing a black zip-up jacket with black pants and black shinobi shoes. He'll also have a all-black katana on his side, as that's just something he likes to use. Not just that, but he'll be wearing black fingerless gloves, and if I didn't explain his hair good enough earlier, he would have red, long, silky hair. Now, his hair would go all the way down to his shoulders, and when it comes to his where his face is, his hair will go all the way down to where his eyebrows is and a little farther, but not by much. And this is just off of him being with Zabuza on them for a long time. Now, as Naruto was training with Zabuza, as they were clashing, Naruto holding off his blade against Zabuza's. From here, Zabuza would jump back. Water style. Twin double dragon. After that, 2 water dragons would emerge from the ground as it would charge at Naruto at high speeds. From here, Naruto would counter it by saying, Water style. 3 triple dragons. After that, 3 dragons would appear and clash with the 2, as Naruto would have numbers and Zabuza would have strength. Eventually, they would both clash as both of the waters would cancel each other, but Naruto used the opportunity to strike. He would go through the water as he would try to slice at Zabuza, but when he did, he would slip on the ground and fall. But right after that, Zabuza would say, seems like you lose, until Naruto poofed away and had a katana right at his neck. You trained me a lot, and you missed one step, sensei. A ninja, well, they always have to use deception. But there is something I want to talk to you and Haku about. So next time, well, when she gets back from getting the water, I'll tell you. From here, Zabuza would nod his head as he kind of already knew it was coming up, but he wanted to hear it from Naruto's own mouth. Now, eventually Haku would come back as Haku would smile as she would hug Naruto. Hey Naruto. Hey Haku, welcome back. I actually need to talk to you and Zabuza Sensei, so can you come to the table with us? From here she would nod her head as the three of them would be sitting at the table. I'm actually glad for how much you guys have done for me. I mean, you showed me what a true family is like, something that I've truly never had. So I'm extremely grateful. Though I don't want to be a part of this group anymore. Though I always wanted you guys to be my family. That would never change. But just like, well, a kid growing up, all of us have to part ways at some point. I want to see the world for myself. And I want you guys to see the world for yourself. And plus, there's a place I want to go to that you guys may not be able to access. Also, I don't want to get you guys killed over me being foolish. I think I've grown strong enough. So overall, this is our last day together. I already packed my bag, so no matter what you say at this point, nothing will change. But trust me, I'll always come back. At least I have to, because you guys are my family, right? From here, Haku and Zabuza would tear up, as from here they would all have a group hug. I say 40 minutes later, Naruto would have a bag on his back, his katana on his side, and he would have his jacket on, as he would have his hands in his pocket. I'll miss you guys. Stay safe. And Zabuza Sensei, please protect Haku. I'll be leaving now. From here, Naruto would walk off as his hair would breeze in the winds, as Zabuza and Haku would shed one tear as they would say, "Can't wait to meet you again, Naruto." Now, from here we would see Naruto as he said, "Now, I don't want to use the same, I guess you say, mercenary service as Zabuza Sensei. Though, I do need to pick up on some missions. So that's exactly what I would do." From here, Naruto would look around as he would try to find some different places. As he would say, the best place to do this is in a more rogue part village. And I know exactly where to go. From here, Naruto would travel all the way from a water village where him and Zabuza and Haku lived, all the way to the land of valleys. After a long time of getting there and having to fight a couple bandits, he would get there, as he'll be stopped at the gate. "Excuse me, but why are you entering the land of valleys?" "Sorry, I just came here to look for, a good job." "Alright, and why should we let you in?" "Because you have to." What do you mean?" And Naruto drew his blade. "Because you can't beat me in a fight either way. So let me in or you'll die." "Oh, is that a challenge, brat? Alright, let's make a deal. If we win, you can't actually go in, but you'll have to jump right off this cliff and kill yourself. Though, if you win, you can enter without any problems." I thought Naruto said, "Alright, I like that deal. Are you ready?" From here they would nod their heads as they would both charge at Naruto, kunai in hand. After that, Naruto would simply dodge them, as he would then do a backflip. As he would jump in the air, he would do a couple hand signs. Water style. Water breakthrough. From here, water would come out of Naruto's mouth as it would start to blow, or more like, I guess you say, move them back a lot since, the water, as they would be soaked. From here, Naruto would leave some more hand signs. Water style. Water bullet. After that, he'll start shooting off these water bullets at them, which they would have, I guess you say, a lot of trouble dodging. As from here, Naruto said, "Alright, now, it's time for me to get a little more serious." Naruto would jump up in the air as he would spin, as he would then cut right down at one of them. As he would cut them on their shoulder, they would start holding their shoulder. From here, the other one would come, but Naruto would grab the one he cut from earlier and throw them into the other guard. I thought the two of them would be on the ground, as Naruto would have a kunai at one's throat and his blade at the other one's throat. After that, Naruto would say, "It seems like I win," as they said, "Alright, fine, brat. You can go through." From here, Naruto would say thank you, as he would then walk through the gates of the land of valleys. Now, Naruto would keep walking and walking until he would make it into town. He would see a bunch of sketchy people and a bunch of dark stores. Based off what Zabuza Sensei told me, it's always the third store on the right. That's usually how they operate business. And if I'm not mistaken, this should be the one right here. From here, Naruto would knock on the door as somebody would come and open as they said, "Oh, nice, come in, come in." From here, Naruto said, "Listen, don't waste my time. Is this a mercenary shop?" "Huh, you're right on the spot, kid." At that, Naruto said, "Great, because I want some missions." At that, they said, "Alright, and what level? You trying to do a D rank, C rank, B rank, A rank, or S rank?" "I'll take an A rank." "Are you sure? I mean, you look pretty young. You don't want to get yourself killed out there." "It doesn't matter to me. I need to get my money. I need to make a living somehow, right?" "Well, you're right about that." "Alright, it seems like these people right here need some help." At that, he would hand Naruto a scroll as he would say, "Alright, thanks." From here, Naruto would leave as he would say, "Well, stay safe, kid." Now, we see Naruto as he would open up the scroll, as he would read. They're trying to travel products from one village to another, though there is a large distance since they do have to travel by, well, water. But the thing is, there could be different enemies coming for them, such as one of the main villages, the Cloud, and the Mist. They want to avoid that by all chances, so they need some strong people. They already have some strong people, but they still need more. And, well, they need it badly. From here, Naruto said, "Well, seems like we'll be doing a lot of fighting on this mission. But again, that's the type of things I do want to do." From here, he would walk off as he said, "Man, I need to get some better clothes. But for now, I'll be fine." Now, Naruto from here would go to the destination. As when he got there, they would say, "So, are you supposed to be the brat that's helping us?" "Yeah, I am." "So, what do I need to do?" "You see, you seem like you're a pretty good fighter." "Alright. You'll be doing a top crew, meaning that whoever comes and attacks first, you'll be fighting. And if they're on boat just like us, you'll jump to their boat and fight. Remember, you have to dedicate your lives." And then Naruto said, "Listen, I'm going to fight because I want money, not because I care about any of you. Remember that." And then Naruto would walk straight past them as he would then go into his, well, little room they gave him. Once he got in there, he would pull out a picture of him, Zabuza, and Haku as he would smile. "I promise, we'll all meet again. I don't know when, but trust me, it'll be soon." And then Naruto would smile, putting away his picture as he would then lay down, but not go to sleep since he wasn't stupid enough to go to sleep in somebody that could be an enemy's territory. Now, Naruto would get up as he said, "Ah, man, I'm kind of thirsty." He would get up, walk into the kitchen as he would then say, "Hey, where's the water?" It's over there." And then Naruto said, "Thanks." From here, he would get some water as he would drink some ice cold water, saying, "Man, this is excellent." After he was done with the water, because it tasted just way better than some normal water since it was ice cold, he would say, "Let me check up on everything up top." But as soon as he said that, he'd hear a loud boom. What the heck was that? I thought they said, "We're being under attack like we thought. Please, all fighters, please fight." And then Naruto said, "It's my time," drawing his blade and running upstairs. From here, like they told him, he would jump off the boat and go to the other person's boat, as he would use his chakra control to run up the boat's, basically walls, I guess you can say, as he would then kick one of them in their face. As that two was charging at him, as he would do a 360, as he would then cut off both of their heads. After that, he would weave some hand signs as fast as he could. "Fire style. Fireball jutsu," Naruto would say, as he would then send 3 people flying out of the or off the boat. After that, Naruto would jump up in the air as he would weave some more hand signs. "Water style. Water shockwave." As after that, he would spit out the water, then add a lightning bolt into it, making it even harder to dodge, but not just dodge, but when it hit, well, it wasn't going to be a pretty sight. He would go on to electrocute a lot of people and make them fall over, as there were only around 10 people left. But other mercenaries were handling that. We go to them as they were actually fighting, tuning to Jonies, as they were getting whooped badly. Man, for you guys to be some mercenaries, you are pretty weak. But that kid over there seems pretty strong, he would think. But as he was thinking that, Naruto would be right behind him, as his head would slowly fall off. The people that was with him would be shocked, as they would be angry at Naruto, as their anger would start to build up. As that, they would all charge at Naruto at once, as Naruto would put lightning into his blade, as he would then just strike down, which would make all of them, well, at least their top parts, slice off. As that they'll all be dead, as Naruto said, "You should have never messed with me in the first place." But as he said that, he would look behind him, as he would notice that some of his, I guess you can say, teammates were all getting attacked by another boat. Naruto wasn't expecting this. He would rush over, as he would see at least 20 of his teammates drop to the ground dead. Naruto would rush up to the others, as he would go on and slice up, as the other enemies would rush at Naruto. After that, Naruto said, "I need power, and to get it, I have to do this." After that, the Nine-Tails chakra would start to slowly leak out of him. As after that, Naruto would say, "Now, do your worst, QB." After that, Naruto's body would completely be enveloped by red chakra, as he would let off a monstrous scream, as he would go in and start slicing off people's head with his bare nails. He would just take out people's hearts, devouring them, as, once the whole massacre was over, you would just see blood everywhere. Eventually, Naruto would go to his original state, picking up his blade, as somebody who was watching the battle would run away. Naruto didn't sense him, though he wished he would. Now, from here, we see Naruto. Naruto was just kind of sitting there, as he said, "Well, better go collect my pay since this is all over." Naruto would go looking for the person to collect his pay from, but when he was trying to look, he was about to be hit in the back of his head until he dodged, caught the person's punch, and slammed them into the ground. It was their boss, aka the person that was supposed to be paying them. "Did you really think you can get a hit on me? What, are you trying not to pay me or something?" "That's exactly what I'm trying to do, brat!" As Naruto said, "Well, too bad. Now you're going to die and I'm going to take all your money and I'm going to kill everybody that you ever loved." As that, Naruto would kill this person. As after that, he would kill everybody else that was on the boat. As that, Naruto would take all the money and all the jewels and stuff that he had. As he would then start to leave. As that, Naruto would kind of just be there. There was not much that he could do. But as he was traveling, he'll be stopped once again. "Are you Naruto Uzumaki?" "Yes, I am." "Who are you now?" And just to let you guys know, around a week has passed. "Now who may you be?" "You see us? Well, we can't tell you. But let's just say we're here to kill you." From here, they would all rush at Naruto, but Naruto would vanish, as their head would cut clean off. As Naruto said, "Such troublesome people." But as he said that, snakes would appear in front of him, as it would start to take a human shape. As he said, "I'm guessing you are Orochimaru, one of the 3 legendary Sanins. It seems like you did your research. Well, yes, I am Orochimaru. And I want to take you in, train you to get stronger. And, well, trust me, it'll be great. Come with me, and I can give you a home." From here, Naruto said, "And why should I go under some pedo snake like yourself?" "Because, even though you don't know it yet, you deeply need me. You need everybody that I'm with, and you'll need it one day. And you'll believe that, even if I have to just shove it into your thick skull." From here, Naruto would just laugh a little bit. "Alright, whatever you think." After that, Naruto would go on to follow Orochimaru, interested to see how things would go from here. Now, Naruto and Orochimaru would eventually make it back to the hideout, as he would show Naruto around. He would show him the basics of things, show him even more people. As Orochimaru said, "Oh yeah, and another thing, from today on, going, I'll be training you. But unlike the others, I won't be giving you my special curse mark. You see, usually I would, and I was actually thinking about it. But, well, it wouldn't work since you have the Kyuubi. But I will train you to be super strong, and then you can lead with me. At that, Naruto said, alright then. Let's see what you have to offer. At that, Orochimaru would smile, as from here we actually go into another time skip. 6 months later. We see Naruto, as Naruto would be in a pod. He'll kind of just be floating, as he'll be naked. He'll be looking out of his pod thing. As from here he would see Orochimaru. As Orochimaru would release all the water, Naruto would get out and put on his clothes. Alright, Naruto, that was another successful experiment. You have a great body. You now have some Hashirama cells inside of you. Your regeneration should be great now. From here, Naruto would smile as he said, thanks a lot. As Orochimaru said, yeah, no problem. From here, Naruto would go in there with Karin and Suigetsu. Hey, you two, Naruto said with a kind of like smile on his face. Hey, Naruto. Hey, you want to do a little mini spar? Not right now, Suigetsu. I'm really not in the mood. Yeah, whatever you say. You're so lame at times, Naruto. Yeah, whatever you say, Suigetsu. As Naruto would just kick him. As Suigetsu wasn't expecting it, it would go against the wall. At that, they would all just laugh, but somebody would bust into the room. You guys, hurry up, as fast as you can. Master Kimimaro has been injured in battle, and we need you to hurry up and get there. From here, Naruto would hear Kimimaro as he would rush out, as Kimimaro was now like a father to him. He would keep running and running as he would say, where's his location? As Naruto's eyes would turn red with a slit in it. If we're not mistaken, it's kind of close to the hidden leaf. From here, Naruto's speed would increase by a lot as he would keep running and running. Eventually, after a little while, he would make it over there as he would see Kimimaro falling over. But before Kimimaro could hit the ground, Naruto would be right there as he caught Kimimaro on his back. As he would look up at the leaf ninjas as he said, who are you? Oh, us? We're the 4 special Jonin on the leaf. And who are you? You look familiar to a kid that we were supposed to capture a while back. At that, Naruto said, soon you'll know my name. But for right now, I have to get Master back to base. At that, Naruto had vanished as they would try to go after Naruto, but he left no trace of himself. From here, he would keep praying that Kimimaro would come back. As he would make it back out of Orochimaru's hideout, he would rush him to Orochimaru. But as soon as he went in there, he would notice what Orochimaru was doing. Orochimaru was dissecting kids and many more people. He was shocked as tears would run down his eyes. How could you do this to innocent people? Innocent people who couldn't fight back. I expected more. You've betrayed us, Orochimaru. Do you really think that I care about such humans' morals? That has nothing to do with me. As Naruto vanished, slicing off Orochimaru's head. From here, we see the real Orochimaru who's on the top of his hideout. I'll trick him for now. Let's see how far he'll go. From here, he would say, now die, as he would keep stabbing Orochimaru's clone's body. After that, he would feel Kimimaro pulse, as there was none remaining. He would put Kimimaro on the ground, as he would say, one day, I'll come back to bury you. Kimimaro-san. From here, Naruto would start to run away, but he would go to Karin's and the rest. Guys, I just killed Orochimaru. He's not the guy we thought him as. What? Stop making jokes like that, man. You didn't kill Orochimaru. But I did. What? From here they would all leave as they would see Orochimaru's dead body, as you would feel the anger coming from their body. Naruto thought it was because of what Orochimaru did, but he was completely wrong. The anger was directed towards him. They'd all rush at him, Suigetsu getting ready to punch him with his largest water attack he could, Karin shooting out her water chains, Jugo getting his full strength, at least the max that he could, and the Sound 4 getting ready. And then Naruto said, wait, no, how could you guys? I thought we were family. You broke that bond once you killed Orochimaru. Suigetsu would scream as they would all land their attacks on Naruto. Naruto would be sent flying back as he would hear these words. Love no one. No one loves you. You're all alone. Nobody will ever be there for you. The ones that you consider family and friends, they will never be there. Listen, listen, listen. Gain strength, gain strength. You have to do it. You have to, you have to, you have to. After hearing this, Naruto's strength would start to rise. As after that, his body would be taken over with this red chakra. As Naruto would let just scream like he was being tortured, as he would blitz all of them, scratching them. As after that, he would run out, going somewhere, even though it was an unknown place. It was kind of questionable to where he was going. I mean, it was to a place that no one had ever seen before, and the direction, well, not many people know it. They were actually interested into where Naruto was going. Now, eventually Naruto would stop in this woods, taking over his body again. As he would say, I have to get to the Uzumaki village. I don't remember why, but I need to get there, no matter what. From here, Naruto would rush to the Uzumaki village, as he would run into some bandits. Give us your money, you stupid plah! As Naruto would slit their throats even though he was badly wounded and injured. Now, after a while, Naruto would make it to the Uzumaki village. Once he got there, he would try to break the seal, but he couldn't, as it was there where he would fall over, passing out. From here, Naruto would end up in his mindscape, as he would say, where am I? You're in your mindscape, you brat. Nine-tailed fox. I prefer the name Kurama, but if that's what you want to call me, go on. Kurama? Yes, that's my name. Is there something that you want? Well, yes. One, why am I here? Two, why did you give me your power? 'Cause, child, me and you are a lot alike. We've lost a lot of things. We've been called a demon. We've seen life from a different standpoint. We want to understand life. We start to understand life, and then life turns their back on us. At the end, kid, me and you are the same. Which is why I want to train you. Train you to become a being that nobody can touch. So strong that nobody would even be able to deny you. But it will take a long time. All the way up until you're 16. But I'll only be staying with you until you're 13. Huh? And why is that? Well, there's one simple reason. And, well, it's only because I want to give you a power. But let's not think about that. I already have my chakra taking over your body, so it's already doing the seal, and you're already in the village. Now, from here, I'm going to train you to become the best shinobi to ever exist. Are you ready, boy? From here, Naruto would nod his head. As from here, he would start his training. As this I'll be ending off this section of the What If. We see Naruto. It had been a couple, well, more like 1 year since the last time we saw him, as right now he'll be the age of 13. He'll be wearing a black collared cloak with a red fox on the left side, red pants, and black shinobi shoes with fingerless black gloves. We see Naruto as he was walking to the village gates, as he would say, I'll miss you forever, Kurama. And Whirlpool, I'll be back. From here, Naruto would leave the village, as we now go the day before. Naruto is training with Kurama, practicing his kicks, as Kurama would say, Naruto, it's about time. Huh? About time for what? I didn't tell you much last time, so I'll fully explain it now. I'll be giving you all of my power, so you can unlock the demonic release. Demonic release? Can you explain it more? It's when our chakra fused together. Somehow it made a completely new release, and I noticed it a while back, which is why I'm giving you all of my chakra so our chakra can merge. We'll no longer be able to communicate, though I will be able to see everything from your point of view, though I won't be able to take over ever. Naruto, your life is in your own hands. Remember, you also have me watching. So if you want the next users, or whoever inherits me later on in the future, to live good, it depends how you live now. Alright, Naruto? From here, Naruto said, wait, So are you saying you're gonna leave me? I'm sorry, but that is the case. From here, Naruto started tearing up, as from here, Kurama said, I can't stay any longer or you might trick me to stay. I actually grown to love you, kid, so stay safe. And peace. From here, Kurama would vanish into smoke, as Naruto, tears, would go to the ground. Present day. We see Naruto as his katana was on his side as well. He'll be walking through the forest as he would look and pull out a map. It seems like I'm not that far from the Hidden Leaf Village. Nice. It seems like the tuning exam is going to happen in 3 months from now. During these 3 months, I can go ahead and save up some money. So then I can buy a hotel and I won't have to be spotted by the leaf. But even then, it's been so long, I thought they would even recognize me. From here, Naruto will go into this village as he would then look around. Hey, kid. Hey, over here. Huh? What does this person want? Naruto would walk over as he said, Hey, do you want some apples? Yeah, how much is it? It's only 25 cents. Alright, let me take 4. No, actually, I'll take 10. Alright, here you go. As from here, Naruto would give him his money. Naruto would say, Thank you a lot. No problem. Stop by any time that you need something. From here, Naruto would just nod his head as he would walk off. But as he was walking, he would start to hear some people saying things. Get up, you little slut. Huh? What's going on here? Naruto would think. As he turned, he would see around 10 men who were all sweaty and looked like they just got done drinking. Naruto would teleport, or more like use, a technique to appear on top of the roof. From here, Naruto would look down as he would notice that it was a girl with red hair just like himself. Naruto said, It's either kill or be killed. And I need to live by that motto. But I also need to protect the ones that I care about. Or I need to protect the ones that don't pose a threat. And that girl is somebody that don't pose a threat. While those guys are my enemy. After that, you will see all those guys' heads come off as Naruto was standing right next to the girl now. He moved at incredible speeds as this is because of his training with Kurama. After that, there was only one that survived, and they were even badly injured. After that, Naruto said, Huh? Oh, I missed. Well, I didn't mean to do that. From here, Naruto would make him literally just vanish as the girl asked, What did you do? No worries. Are you okay? Yes. What is your name? Saya Uzumaki. Uzumaki? Yes. So it seemed like we're similar. I thought Naruto would help her up as the girl would have raggedy clothes. So, how about it? How about you join me? Join you? And why should I do that? I know it sounds silly, kid. But honestly, I truly think that you'll be a pretty good asset for me. And plus, one day, don't you want to see your clan come back? Yeah. Actually, that's the main reason I'm here. Huh? What do you mean? Here, let me explain my story. Flashback. We see a little girl with long hair, as she was only around the age of 5, at most 6. She would have nice violet eyes, as she would be wearing a red shirt with black shorts and black shoes. Mom, please, come play with me. 1 sec, honey. I have to finish cleaning up the bathroom. Okay. From here, she would be super excited to play. But as she was excited, she would hear a big boom at her door. Is my 2 people here? Oh, Father, you're home. But as he ran up, she was shocked. Wait, you're not Father, even though you have the same face as him. Oh, you're a smart girl. As then, a poof would happen, as it would turn out to be some weird shinobi. At least, that's what she thought. But again, he was wearing some weird clothing. She would never know who he truly was. From here, he would say, Well, it seems like I'll have to get rid of you. As he would then slice her right on her throat, making her fall over. From here, he would go up to the mom, as he would then kill her, as he would then leave the home. Eventually, the girl would wake up in the hospital, as they had did an organ transplant, and they had did basically a whole transplant between the mother and the daughter. From here, they would say, "Little girl, what is your name?" "My name is Saya Uzumaki." Present time. Naruto would pat the girl on her head. "Everything is fine now, especially since you're with me. Now, let's go get you some new clothes. You look too raggedy." At that, she would nod her head, as Naruto would go and look for a decent clothes store and weapon store. Eventually, they would find one, as Naruto would lead her in, as they would say, "Oh, hey, how are you doing? Is there anything we can help you with today?" "Actually, yes. I want to find some nice clothes for her." "Alright, maybe this will help." From here, they would give her a red cloak, and under it would be a black crop top and some black pants. From here, Naruto said, "Do you like it?" Yes, I do." "Alright, well, we'll take it." "Alright, and is that all?" "Actually, no. Give me some gloves, shoes, and I'll take a katana and some kunai, shurikens, and basically any weapons you have." "Alright." From here, they would ring it all up, as he would say, "Alright, your total will be 1,565 row." Alright. From here, Naruto would pay his money, as from here, he would give her the clothing. As that, they would go into the changing room, as she would then change, putting on her clothing. As when they were done, Naruto would say, "Alright, let's go." From here, the both of them would put on the cloak, like the hood that was attached to their cloak, as the two of them would then leave the village. Now, as Naruto and Saya were both walking, she would ask him, "So, where are we going?" "Well, first things first, I have to train you. I didn't expect to pick you up, so I'll be training you for the next month. I'll be putting you under harsh training, so remember that. This training will be nothing even near easy. And once I'm done training you for this 1 month, the next month we'll go on mercenary missions, so you can gain more experience. In the last month, well, it'll be a little more training, and heading to the Hidden Leaf Village to watch the training exams. Or, to be honest with you, and to be frank, we'll be attacking the leaf." "Huh? Why would we be attacking the leaf?" "Because I don't have a good relationship with them. But I'm not going to be technically attacking the leaf." "Wait, what are you trying to say?" "Well, based off the rumors, somebody's going to try to attack. And, well, I'm going to attack those people. But Konoha, they're not going to allow that, especially once they find out who I am. So if Konoha tries anything, I'll slit their throats and kill them all until the village is damn near extinct." "Oh, okay." And then Naruto said, "Yeah. Now, it's time that your training starts." As from here, a bunch of snakes would appear out of the trees, as they would charge right at her, as she didn't know what to do. As that, Naruto would vanish, as she said, "If you don't fight, you're gonna die." As that, she said, "I have to fight," as she would get this new look of resolve in her eyes, as Naruto would smirk a little. From here, she would throw kunais at the snakes, making them poof away, as after that, she would pull out some Sinbon. She didn't know how to really do much with it, as Naruto would throw kunais at her. Wait, what? As she would have a lot of trouble dodging it and trying to handle the snakes. After that, Naruto said she's doing pretty good. As he said, "I wonder how much I can pressure her, though." As Naruto said, "Demonic release. Demonic whirlpool." As he would send it down at her, she would be shocked, as she would hardly dodge it, as it would actually make her body get damaged a lot. Once she did this, she would be on one knee, as she said, "Have to protect." As after that, chakra chains would shoot out of her back, as it would go into all the snakes and then wrap around her, protecting herself from any more things. And then Naruto would jump down, as he would then say, "Alright, you can unwrap them." She would unwrap them, as after that, Naruto would pat her on her head. "You did good for your first day of training. Now, it's time for you to keep improving, over and over again. You will be my precious little student." After that, she would smile, as Naruto would as well. making this great relationship between the two happen. Now, for anybody that needs to know, right now, Saya is around 2 years younger than Naruto, so she's probably around, 11? So, yeah. Now, we do a time skip. This time skip will be 1 month later. We see Naruto and Saya sparring as she'll be sending her chakra chains right at Naruto. Naruto would grab one of these chains as he would then pull her close to him, as he would then jump over her and point his katana at her neck. See, you still have some ways to go. You have to watch how you shoot those chains because anybody that's smart enough will easily use it like that. But again, if they do something like that, it would start to drain their chakra, similar to how it did with me. You see, those chakra chains actually drain chakra for anyone who touches it or gets hit by it, which is why I was starting to lose some chakra, but it wasn't much to where it would affect me, which is why I'm not even scared to even touch your chakra chains for a whole day. Even if I do, it's only going to leave, I'm going to still at least have around 55% of my chakra. Now, come on, take a sip of this drink. As I should say, alright, as both of them would start to drink some water. Both of them would say, as after that, Naruto said, now, it's time things got serious. I'm going to go pick up a mission, but you stay here in the cabin. As she would nod her head as Naruto would seal it up so nobody could even access it. From here, Naruto would go in town, but making sure nobody could identify him. But as he went to the newspaper, somebody would whisper something in his ear. We know you're back, Naruto. As that Naruto would be shocked as he would automatically pull out a kunai and swing it behind him. But nobody was there. He was looking around as he said, there was only one person who could be searching for me, and that's Orochimaru. And if that's the case, that means they knew about me for a while. That means they probably know. Dang it! From here, Naruto would rush out of town as he would rush back to the cabin. As when he got there, he would see that it was already open. He would rush in and see Saya on the ground as there was already a hole in her stomach. Saya! Help me! From here, Naruto would grab her as he would say, are you okay? Some guy, he came in a black cloak. He came in and he vanished. As that Naruto would start to heal her with his demonic chakra, as he'll be angered, as that same demonic chakra would start to flow out of him, as you could obviously see the anger in his eyes, his hair would start to flow, as you could keep seeing the aura start to build up, as he would scream, I'll kill you, Orochimaru! After that, you will go to an uncertain place. Did you handle the job? Yes, I did. He now knows that we're going for him. I wonder how he starts moving now. No matter. He can't get away from us now. It's like we have a tracking device on him. From here, they would both laugh. As Naruto, we go back to him. His eyes were glowing as you would just see the hate and anger. Now, we go back to Konoha. Sasuke, did you see the new bingo book? Huh? A new version came out? Let me see it, Sakura. Okay. From here, she would hand him the book as he would start reading through it. Alright. Not much. Let's see. A-ring threats. Who's this guy? Demon? Why just demon? That's interesting. Let's see. A-ring threats. Taijutsu, unknown. Kenjutsu, S+. Ninjutsu, unknown. Genjutsu, unknown. Everything else, unknown. Name, unknown. Appearance, red silky hair and nice bluish eyes. I thought they said, who is this guy? After that, Kakashi would come from behind them. Oh, what are you guys up to? Reading the bingo book? Let's see who you're looking at. Okay, you're looking at the demon. He seems like he's a pretty strong foe, or I guess you say enemy. I do wonder though, do you think he's, stronger than even some Konoha Jonin? Of course not. He's just some simple rogue ninja. And plus, the only feats he really has is defeating some Cloud Shinobi and what else? Mist? And, it couldn't be that hard. The Hidden Leaf is the best village. And not only that, but besides those, he only fights bandits. He's probably too weak. I bet me is Sakura. No, I bet just Sakura could take him down. Do you really think so, Sasuke? Yeah, I do. That guy is probably terribly weak. Back with Naruto. Alright, I accept this mission. As Naruto's eyes had got even more hateful. But if he was to look at, well, someone he kind of viewed as a younger sister now, he would be a little more happy. Now, the two of them would grab their mission and go, as she would ask, so what's the mission? Well, it's pretty simple. We have to go to this village. And as much as you may not like it, well, we have to fight. From here she said, but why would we have to kill innocent people? Whoa. It's nothing like that. It's actually a bunch of shinobi. But the thing with these shinobis is that they're kinda important, which is why they need to be dealt with. Oh, but why if they never done anything wrong? These are the same shinobis that ended the Kaguya clan. What the? Are you for real? Yes, I am. Which is why they need to be handled. They have a great sum of money on their hands, and this is actually a S-rank mission, which is why you will only be backup, and you have to watch out, because these guys, they're nothing to joke with. Okay, I understand. As Naruto would nod his head as they would head off for their mission. Back at the Hokage's office in the Hidden Leaf. Okay, so this demon kid, you still think that he's the Nine-Tailed Jinchuriki? Of course he is, demon. Like, his eyes going red. I mean, it's pretty obvious, Hiruzen, Danzo would say. I mean, if you think so, we can try to send out a squad of people. Alright, fine. But the tuning exams. My boy, Sai, he's still able to participate, right? Even though I don't want him to, it'll be best for the Hidden Leaf Village's sake, so people know that we aren't just some jokes, even with our Genin. Alright, Hiruzen, I love the way you're thinking now. Now, we go back over to Naruto, and, well, Saya. The two of them were outside this base as Naruto would put a bunch of fire bombs on them, as he would then say activate, blowing up the building, but as soon as he did, all of the members would be behind him. Did you really think you could catch us off guard? We sensed you as soon as you even made a step close to this place. From here, they would all charge at Naruto, slicing at him as they would actually make a huge cut on his chest, making him basically have to jump back. After that, they would go right for Saya, and Naruto, noticing this, would put up demonic energy right in front of her, making it to where she couldn't get hurt. After that, Naruto would seal her into this little ball, kinda. As he would say, now you stay there while I handle these guys. As that, Naruto would flare his chakra to the maximum. As after that, Naruto would say, demonic, no. I'm gonna end you all off with this one attack. Demonic release. Demonic. Ultimate. Slash. After that, they said, ha, what a stupid name. As Naruto was slashed down, it would actually kill some of them, but there were still some that was alive. What the heck? Did I not aim it right? Or maybe, no, kid, it wasn't you. It's just that we're wearing special armor, meaning attacks like those couldn't hurt us. We actually developed from the samurai. They're pretty helpful people, especially against people like you. But Naruto had vanished as he would appear behind the one that said that. As their head would fall to the ground, Naruto said, I don't remember asking. The more you talk, the more you'll die. As Naruto would then put his katana into the ground. As after that, he would run right at the other members. They would charge at him until Naruto would purposely jump up in the air. As they would all throw kunai at him, but then dark energy would go through their body all the way from the bottom up. As that, they would all fall over and die, as Naruto would then fall back to the ground. He'll pull out his katana and then put it back in its sheath. As after that, he would unseal Saya. Oh, are you done? Wait, what was that technique? Huh? You telling me you sensed it? You didn't know? I could see right out of here. Oh, well, that's nice to know, I guess. Yeah, but what did you do? You see, I put my katana on the ground that was already full of my demonic energy. And once I did that, it was easy to manipulate. When I jumped in the air, that was because I already knew it was going to come from the underground. And it's not that I was trying to protect myself. It was just that I knew they could possibly react. Because again, they are shinobi. Especially shinobi that took down such a hard clan like the Kageyas. That's smart, Sensei. As Naruto just laughed. I guess so. Well, now this mission is done. Let's go collect our pay, alright? Okay. Now, from here, the two of them were going to go collect their pay they did do the mission. Once they got to the place, the lady would say, "Oh, you completed it. Alright, here's your money." And after that, they would pay Naruto not that much. "Hey, this is not even 25% on what you promised." "I know. I'm just saying, because you're about to die, along with that girl, so it wouldn't matter. Boys, attack." From here, they would all charge at Naruto, as Naruto would then say, "Demonic release. Hell needles." As after that, these black and red needles would appear behind Naruto. But then it would start to have a black aura wrapped around them, as it would then seem like flames were coming off of them. As it would charge at the people, it would go all over their body, as it would start to burn them and actually turn them into dust. After 5 minutes, they would all be turned into dust, as the lady was shocked. You demon," as Naruto said, "Yeah, and remember the name." As he would then slice off her head, he would take all the money. As he said, "Well, we originally did this for around, 5,000 ro, and we left with 50,000. We did pretty good if you ask me." From here, she would nod her head as Naruto said, "Now, we're going to go do some more training now. We have enough money to where I don't need to do mercenary missions for the next 2 years. Though I do want to tell you something, Saya. If anything was to ever happen to me in battle, you don't look back. You run. You don't ever look back. You go and make a life for yourself. Avenge me if something like that ever happens." "Huh? Why are you talking like this? Are you scared you're going to die?" "That's not the sensei I know," she would say with a more serious tone, as Naruto was shocked. "You don't lose, and even if you do, you still won, because at the end, you will always be a winner. Because that's my sensei." From here, Naruto would smile as he would pat her on the head. Encouraging words don't come bad from your students." At that, she would smile as Naruto and her would go on to train. Hey, of course you need to train. We now do a time skip. This time skip will be 1 month. After the 1 month of training, we see Naruto and Saya as the two of them were heading towards the hidden leaf. They didn't know how they were going to get in, but Naruto hoped that these stupid passes from a long time ago would get them through for the training exam. At least that's what he hoped. From here, Naruto would appear at the village gates as they would stop Naruto. "Hey, where's your permission to be here?" From here, Naruto would give them basically these little tickets, and they would say, "Alright, fine, you can go." After that, Naruto and Saya would both walk through as they would head towards the training exams arena. But as they were heading towards there, they would be stopped. "Hey, what are you doing?" "Huh? What do you mean?" "You know that this isn't the day of the finals, right?" "Wait, what do you mean?" "The finals isn't for another month." "Wait, what? Did I get the calendar wrong?" No, it's not you, kid. It was actually because of us. We had to push it back. So right now they're only on the second exam, so we don't know how things are going to go." As Naruto said, "Alright then. That's fine." I thought they said, "Yeah, so I guess you can just go and enjoy the place." As Naruto said, "Yeah, thanks." As from here, both of them would walk through the village. As Naruto said, "Hey, let's go to Ichiraku Ramen." "Hey, you know about these places?" "I told you I'm from Konoha, remember?" "Oh yeah, you did, I forgot." As Naruto would just say, "You're brain dead." As she would say, "No, I'm not." As that the two of them were going to Ichiraku Ramen, as from here Naruto said, "Hey, how are you doing?" As he said, "Hey, I'm sorry, but you look really familiar to somebody I used to know." "Oh, for real? What was his name?" "Oh, his name was Naruto Uzumaki. The kid was pretty nice. He wasn't really liked by the village, and I heard that, he was, assassinated, or I guess you say killed." "Oh, really? That's a surprising rumor." I thought he said, "Rumor? Are you trying to say it's not true?" Of course it's not. It's just the village trying to hide some facts from you guys. But trust me, if I'm not mistaken, I heard of this Naruto Uzumaki guy somewhere. I thought he said, oh. Also, don't you want to remove your hood while eating? Oh, me? I think I should be fine. Are you sure? Yeah, I'll be fine. As when he was saying that, the wind would make his hood come off. As automatically, he would recognize him. Is that really you, Naruto? Yeah, it is, old man. But please, don't tell anybody. I promise I won't. Your identity is safe with me. Thanks, old man. No problem. So here, let me get you guys a lot of food. As he would go back and get Naruto 20 bowls of ramen. As, they would split between each other. From here, Naruto would look at the ramen. It would look bubbly and juicy as Naruto would be trying to resist his younger self coming as they were about to just tear the bowls up. But he couldn't resist as his younger self came as in a matter of 5 minutes, Naruto had cleaned out 5 bowls and was already going for his next 5. After around 1 minute he had finished them, as he would look over at Saya. As Saya, who he didn't expect to eat this fast at eating, was already on her last bowl. As after that, both of them would burp as they would laugh. After that, Tucci said, so how long are you staying, Naruto? Until the end of the Chunin exams. Alright, well, if you ever need something, just come and get some ramen. After that, Naruto said, alright, as from here, he would sneeze. Oh man, it seems like somebody is talking about me somewhere. In the forest. So they call him by the demon. It's an interesting name. You know the demon? Of course I do. So why bring him up now? Because I noticed that he's been on your mind for the last few days. How come? Because he's crazy strong. Interesting. Well, maybe you'll get to meet him. He may even be in Konoha. That's impossible. That guy wouldn't even be allowed to step a foot in Konoha. Yeah, whatever you say. Well, now, I have to hurry things up. As he would then charge at Sasuke, as we now go back to Naruto. Naruto and Saya were both getting ready for their rooms, as somebody would come and knock on the door. Yes, who are you? Hi, we are home, the homekeeping. Do you need any help? No, we're fine, thank you. No problem. From here they would leave as Naruto would close the door as he would then lay on his bed looking up at the ceiling. Man, this is going to be one crazy month. Now, we go a week later. We see Naruto and Saya both in the forest as Saya was both training until they were approached by a certain person. Is that truly you, Uzumaki Naruto? Naruto would look down as he would see Lord Third, aka Hiruzen Sarutobi. Sorry, but I do not know a person of those names. There's no point in lying to me. I can sense that it's you, Naruto. As Naruto says, so what are you going to do? As Naruto's getting prepared to fight, holding his katana. There's no point for you to fight me, Naruto. And let's face it, you wouldn't even be able to defeat me. Who could have really trained you if you're back here? I'm guessing that you're here because you want our forgiveness, correct? No, I'm merely here just to watch the Chunin exam so I can get away from my life. Oh, really? And who is this girl? She is my student. What could you truly be teaching the girl, Naruto? Something like this. As he would blitz Hiruzen, as Hiruzen didn't even notice him, as Naruto had a kunai and a katana at Hiruzen's neck, as Hiruzen couldn't move, shaking. As Naruto said, exactly. This is exactly why people like you shouldn't try to face people such as me. You've grown strong. Interesting. I'll let you stay and watch, but I can't promise you that we won't attack. As Naruto said, you can. But if you try, this village will burn. Burn to a crisp. As Hiruzen would leave, as Naruto would scoff. Come on, I don't even trust being out here anymore. Okay, Saya would say. As from here, the two of them would head back to their hotel. Now, we do another time skip. This time skip will be 1 month later. Or more like, yeah, 1 month later. I think that's a good enough time. We see Naruto and Saya as both of them were already in the stands for the final exam of the Chunin exams, the big event. You will see a bunch of people selling different foods, discounts, and everything going, as today was a happy day. You will see all the Kages in one booth as they were watching their shinobis square off in the final round. Naruto would look at Saya as Saya looked like she was actually enjoying this. As Naruto said, "One day, Saya. One day, both of us will be able to participate in something like this. Or more like, well, watch it. But maybe from an even better view. Who knows? Who knows where the future would take us," he would say. As after that, she said, "Hey, that sounded a little mushy." As Naruto said, "Shut up, brat." From here, the two of them would just keep watching, as you see up in the Hokage's booth, or Kage's. "It seems like you're here like I expected, Naruto." From here, Naruto started looking around. Something just isn't right. Naruto noticed that the Sand Village was acting super suspicious, but the matches would go on from canon. But the person who would be placing Naruto in this situation or circumstance would be Sai, and instead of Sai beating Neji, Neji would end up beating Sai. But besides that, everything would go the same and nothing would change. Now, from here, the whole encounter with Gaara would still happen as Naruto was shocked. He'll pull out his katana knowing that it was about time to battle, as he didn't expect it to happen this early. But as soon as he was not really expecting something, Orochimaru would blitz him, as Naruto said, "You dang bastard!" As he would go on and slice at Orochimaru, but Orochimaru would turn into a bunch of snakes. The real Orochimaru was in his seal with Lord Third, as Naruto would do backflips off the thing along with Saya. After that, you would see the One-Tails aim for Naruto. As Naruto said, "Dang it, their goal wasn't just to attack the leaf, but to capture me." As Naruto said, "Demonic release, Dark Slash." As Naruto would slash down, he would create this red and black aura, as it would go on to send a slash right at the One-Tails, as it would cut off its arm. From here, Sand would basically rebuild it, as it would punch Naruto with, or more like in his stomach. It would send Naruto flying out the exam, as after that, Saya would rush over, but as soon as she would basically try to run, she would be grabbed by her collar and slammed into the ground. Naruto would get back up as he would see her on the ground bloody, as this would piss him off. It would start to wrap around his body as he would blitz them, as he would jump up in the air and slice off another arm. After that, he would pull Gaara, as he would even go through the Gaara's sand, as Naruto was pissed, just grabbing Gaara as he would throw him to the ground. After that, Gaara would be laying right next to Saya, but as he tried to attack her, Naruto would place a seal on him. "Sorry, but I can't allow you to do that. Saya, can you take care of him?" From here, Saya would nod her head, as Saya in this one would be the one to give Gaara the talk no jutsu speech, so yeah. Now, we go back up to Naruto. Naruto is fighting with some Sand Shinobis, as he was actually fighting with two Jonins. "We were told to fight you by Lord Kazekage." As Naruto said, "I don't give a heck what you had to do." As Naruto would slice both of their heads off. As that, Naruto would flare his chakra up, as Kakashi and the rest of the Jonins would shock Naruto would be in the village. It was also told to them that this was Naruto, and he was going by the name the Demon. Not a lot of people remembered him since he left when he was really young, but Kakashi most definitely did, especially because of who Naruto's parents was. He would rush over to Naruto as he said, "Naruto, listen, I know you don't want to hear nothing from us, but Naruto would vanish, as he would appear right at the seal. He would place his hand on it, as he would say, "Demonic release, break." As Naruto would shatter the whole seal, shocking Orochimaru. But by the time he did, Hiruzen would already have the second Hokage, Tobirama's hand through his chest. As from here, you would see Hiruzen, as he would go on to seal all of Orochimaru's chakra and his arms away. From here, Orochimaru said, "Naruto, I knew you would do this, but I didn't expect this to happen between me and Hiruzen, which I already set it a trap." And Naruto said, "What?" As after that, you would see a bunch of snakes biting on Naruto, as they would start to inject the most poison they had inside his body. Naruto would fall to his knees as he would start to scream, as he would then look over at one person, Saya. He would then look at her as he said, "It's now. It's time to do what I told you to do whenever I'm in danger." She said, "No, Master." "I'll be fine. We'll meet again. Run, and you know where to." After that, she would nod her head with tears streaming down her face. Naruto would throw her the blade, as after that he would also throw her his cloak to remember him. After that, he said, "Orochimaru, I won't lose. This easy. Demonic release. Demon strike." After that, you would see Kurama. Yes, Kurama, but more of a more demon type looking self. Kind of how he was seen in OG Naruto before we see his real body, kind of like the chakra bubbly and just looking like a complete monster type thing. As he would have that built around him, as it would charge at Orochimaru, eating him, literally devouring him. As when Naruto did this, he would fall over. At that, Kabuto, who was under Naruto, would catch him, as he said, luckily Orochimaru could already come back. He prepared for all of this. "Naruto, you fell right into our trap." From here, they would leave, leaving the Leaf Village with no Kage, and, well, leaving them in a bad shape. What's going to happen from now? And Rami will take it from here.
Where the hell am I? This place. Don't tell me. I lost? How could I lose? Who did I even fight? Naruto's memories would quickly come flowing back to his head. Everything from the place he was in, to who he was fighting, to how injured he was, and even on how he lost. Well, damn. I still need to figure out where I am. Naruto's stomach would growl. Well, I guess that's what being in a coma does to someone. It's at least been 2 to 3 years. I know that much for certain. Jeez, my nails are extra long right now. I guess that also happens when you're in a coma for that long. At this point, Naruto understood his situation, as out of all the people who he could have been closest to, it was probably the snakes haunting Orochimaru. Based off of the laboratory he was in, it had to be, and so Naruto would stand to his feet. Though I'm not at full power, the power I do have should be enough to take on Orochimaru, even if only for 30 seconds. Then I'll use the remaining power I have to make a run for it. I wonder, how will I? Maybe I can rely on the Nine-Tails' chakra. Or demonic release. I guess we'll see. Naruto would walk out of the room, his legs still shaking for being, I guess, asleep for so long. Naruto would then continue throughout the hideout of sorts, as he would eventually find the snake Sanin himself. Orochimaru and Naruto would have a stare-off, as Orochimaru would smirk. "So finally you've awakened. Well now, get back to bed. I'll give you some food." Naruto would pause for a moment. "Food?" "You flatter me, Orochimaru. If all I wanted was food, I would still be in bed. But what I want is A, to escape, B, to take your head, and finish what I started all those years ago, and C, to rid this world of..." Naruto would pause. Those words suddenly came to him, and he didn't know what to say. Well, anyway, Orochimaru, I am going to be leaving. Not on my watch, you won't. Not on your watch. Fine. Leave it to me then. On my watch, I will. On your watch, I won't. I guess we'll just have to see who's stronger. Now, in Orochimaru's eyes, Naruto is going to be a much bigger threat than he actually is, due to the simple fact that Naruto is going to be using basically 100% from the get-go, no ifs, no buts, and he's using as much chakra as he can. So that's a good explanation for what you're about to see happen. Naruto would quickly blitz Orochimaru, slamming him into the wall. Naruto knew that this wasn't enough. Orochimaru was at one point or another somebody who he viewed as a superior to him, and thus he would use demonic release. He would then create an arm of chakra, which would surround Orochimaru and slam him up, down, left, right, almost as if he was being used as a controller. Naruto would then clench his left fist as he would slam it into the Sannin's body. This would cause Orochimaru's body to shake, as Naruto wasn't done yet. Now that Orochimaru was on the ground, he would Black Air Force stomp him until he coughed up blood. In other words, translation, stomp on him. Naruto would then prepare his next jutsu, Water Style, Water Current. A mass amount of water would come out of nowhere. Naruto was a master at water style and was able to create high amounts of water similar to Tobirama out of thin air. With that, Orochimaru would be engulfed in the current. This would leave Naruto the chance to escape, but Naruto's momentum was too high for him to even consider this as an option. Thus, he would continue his onslaught on the Sannin. 1, 2, 3, 4. Naruto slammed each and every one of his fists into Orochimaru's body. With that, he would kick Orochimaru up into the roof of the hideout, as his head would be slammed into the roof. Orochimaru now stood there as if he were some sort of piñata of sorts, as Naruto would walk closer and closer to his body. With that, he would grab Orochimaru's leg, slamming him down to the ground, as he would then count the seconds that he had been in combat. 20 seconds, huh? Well, not enough. Naruto would then put together the Rat Hand Seal, as he would use another water-style jutsu. An unknown water-style jutsu with no real name. This jutsu would damage Orochimaru beyond compare, leaving him immobile, as Naruto would escape the scene. Orochimaru's body would then open its mouth as wide as possible. And I think you all know what was about to go down. Orochimaru would then shed his skin. At this point, Naruto had already ran much too far away from Orochimaru for Orochimaru to catch up, and thus Orochimaru would give up. Damn it, he was so close. Where did he get all of that power? For someone stuck in a coma for that long, he surely did do a number on me. Though, all those experiments I did, they definitely weren't for nothing. If I had fought Naruto before these 3 years, my life surely would have ended. Anyway, I suppose nothing can be helped. And thus, Orochimaru would continue what he was doing, as if nothing had ever happened. He didn't care about his alliance to the Leaf enough to warn them. Naruto was a beast like none other that he had faced. So, why not unleash a beast? Experiment with it, see what happens even. So, Naruto would escape. And so, Naruto looked out onto the fresh grass before him, as he would continue to walk and strive towards a greater future. Never mind freedom. With that, Naruto would pick up his old job as a mercenary. And thus, he continued to do what he had always done. Kill or be killed. 3 months would pass. And this time, Naruto had already taken out 237 mass bingo, book, ninja, and many others alike. So, he decided to take a private offer. which he had received from a high bidder. His client was a female, so he was happy to meet them. Usually when he met females in the business, they were much kinder to him. But anyhow, Naruto would then meet this very woman. This woman covered her face with a face mask, similar to that of the Anbu. And so, Naruto couldn't see her face, but he recognized her. She offered him about 1,000,000 Ryo to infiltrate a village and take out their leader. Naruto saw it as a simple task. Wipe a small village with no more than 100 people in it off the face of the map. Seems simple enough. And thus, he would accept it. 1 month would pass in preparation for this mission. Naruto got even more intel, learning that there were actually 1,000 ninja in this village. But nevertheless, why not take the job? Naruto would enter the village. There was people everywhere. It was a community like anywhere else. Of course, he could just wipe the village off the face of the map right there and then. But his goal was to kill the Kage directly and then destroy the village. So, that's what he would do. He would gain connections throughout the village, even having a passport there. So, eventually, he would be able to meet the Kage of the village. Naruto would finally meet the Kage of the village, as there he would give him a piece of paper. Naruto would then speak. As you can see on that paper, it reads the following. There is about 1,000 ninja who live within this village, and their leader is the dragon, Dawn. Dawn is a being who is comparable to Kage. That's what it reads. It calls you a being, not a person. Now, my client was a female, and that's where I'll leave it. But I have a question. Go ahead. As you know, I'm here to take your head, as it says there, and then wipe this puny village off the face of the map. But I have one question. Why is there more than 10,000 ninja in this village? Not 1,000, 10,000. I guess your intel was wrong. Would you like to talk over it with some tea? I would not like to talk over my mission. As you can see, I'm determined to take your head. Naruto would already cast signs for a jutsu, as he would continue to talk to Dawn. Naruto would then say, the children in this village, it's disgusting. They're treated as if they're animals. They drink water in bowls. Some of them, anyway. Others eat raw potatoes on the floor. Some have to eat apple cores thrown away by ninja in the village. That's the kind of stuff that makes me sick. Sick to my stomach. I can't even bear it. And as I can see, there's people being executed like ants being stomped. Well, to maintain my power, I use fear. If people cross the line, there are consequences. It shows the rest of the bloody mutts what their job is. Then why the hell did you even become a leader? No, why the hell did you even govern a village in the first place? You can just call me a Kage of the village hidden in the dawn. No, calling you a Kage is too kind. Why am I evil then, in your opinion? Dawn would then grab a book. He grabbed. Well, explain, Naruto. You know my name? Anyone can recognize Uzumaki Naruto if they've done enough research into our very world. You're one of the greatest mercenaries to ever live. You've served under people like Gato, for that matter. And you've worked alongside people like Zabuza and Haku, who are also very, very skilled mercenaries. But from what I've seen, your prowess and skill actually surpasses theirs. So I'll ask once more, Naruto. Would you like to talk this over with some tea? I'm glad you think that my power is exquisite, that my ability is incomparable. But even so, unfortunately, I don't work for people like you. People like me elaborate. Dawn, I won't say it again. People who treat children like that. People who execute like that with no remorse. I just can't and won't work for them. Nor will I ever respect them. Huh? Were my words not clear enough? No, they were, but I'm confused. Confused on what? Well, you just said people like me, and then you described that. Is it no different than killing hundreds, if not thousands of people? That's what you do, isn't it, Uzumaki Naruto? So that's how much research you did on me. You don't think I'd sense the presence of somebody of your skill coming into my village? I've had spies on your behind for about 2 months now. It's annoying that it took me 2 months of intel just to come here. But yeah. Anyway, I understand your point. But I will not talk to you any further. No. You're not the one who's in control here. 3 Ambu would then walk into the room, as they would stand there quietly. As you can see, I control the tables. Is that so? Naruto would slam his fist into the table. And with that, he would look into the eyes of Dawn. Don't ever compare my actions to that of you. A greedy, no, a monstrous being. A monstrous person who knows no remorse, who won't even treat the children of her village with kindness. How do you know my true identity? You mean that you're female? I can smell it all over you. Really? Well, I guess there's no need to change my voice anymore. And with that, Dawn would rip off a face mask she had on, revealing a woman with long black hair and deep gray eyes. So, Naruto, maybe you'll take me up on my offer now, because you won't hit a woman? Nice try. Women are just as dangerous, if not even more dangerous as men. Trust me when I say that. I've fought enough women in my time to know that. Actually, somebody I consider a sister is a female. And she's quite the woman, I tell you. But even so, don't ever compare me to you. This conversation is over. Naruto would release his jutsu, causing a flood within the room. This would take out the 3 Ambu with ease. With that, Naruto was now engulfed in his own water-style jutsu, as he stared deeply into Dawn's opened eyes. Dawn would then close her eyes as she would ask Naruto a question. So how long do you plan on staying underwater with me? As long as it takes to kill you. I've trained for things like these over my lifetime. I see. So your plan is just to drown me in the Ambu in the room? Well, that's the easiest way to do it, is it not? Just for your information, because as you may or may not know, sound does not really travel like this underwater. It'd be amazing if it did, but it doesn't. So they're really just talking through lip syncing, if that makes sense. Well, we're gonna be long. Dawn would no longer have the air to breathe. The water would go down her throat as she would start to cough it up and choke on the water itself. With that, Naruto would smirk. My job's almost complete, he would say to himself, as he would then take out all the water. So, how are you, Dawn? Naruto now stood over Dawn, who was on the ground and passed out. Naruto would then step on her chest, over and over again until the water came out of her, I suppose you could just say, body. Maybe you've seen certain cartoons, or even in anime it happens, where, you save somebody from the underwater, and you have to, get the water out of them, and this is how Naruto's doing it. He still wants to talk to this person. He wants to understand Dawn. He wants to understand why he thinks that they're so alike. Dawn would then open her eyes. So you saved me. My hunch was right. You wouldn't hit on women. No, I have a question. Why do you think we're so alike? How blunt of you, Naruto. You could have at least given a lady a little time to recuperate. Well, like I said before, no lady does what you do. So no, I won't be giving you that special treatment. Now explain, why do you think we're so alike? Isn't it obvious, Naruto? We both kill, we both have reputations to uphold, and we both have desires. Is that not enough? I suppose. But what's your true reason? Reason for what? I want to know why you built this village if you were just gonna reign over it like some evil masquerader. I don't masquerade. To masquerade would mean that this is all a facade, that I am not who and what I do. No, I am Dawn, the woman of destruction. So that's your title, huh? I was wondering when you'd spit it out. I suppose it's only natural that I spit out my own. They call me Naruto. Naruto, the Wicked. Naruto, the Wicked? I've heard many names for you, Naruto. The Destroyer, the Heartless Mercenary, the Immortal One. But I've never heard the Wicked. Where did that come about? Where did that come about, you say? Well, it just came to mind. But since you've heard of all those other ones, you can just call me the Immortal One. Why do they call you that? You're not immortal. I can tell. You've been on death's door multiple times. I can see it in your eyes. Well, thanks for noticing that. But yeah, I'm not immortal in the slightest. Why they call me that? Probably because I can live for almost anything. Now, Dawn, I think I've had enough. I will strive to be something that you aren't. I've realized through this very moment that we are a little too similar for my liking. So, I promise you this. Here and even in death, I will be the complete opposite of you in how you've lived your life. Goodbye, Dawn. Naruto would pick up his blade, driving it into Dawn and killing her. With that, Naruto would walk away, and he would announce the death of Dawn. This actually, surprisingly, in Naruto's opinion, made all of the villagers happy. They screamed out with happiness and joy. They were all so happy. And a new man rose to the plate. This man, in Naruto's eyes, looked to be about Jonin level, as he would speak to Naruto. I was his right-hand man, and I was waiting for the opportunity to kill him. You see, everything in this village is the root of him. Every evil, every terror. The kids on the streets, the kids who can't even eat an apple every day, that's because of Dawn. Well, that was. Now, no child in this village will go hungry. And this village will become a mighty one. Are you saying that you're going to become the Kage? Yeah, if you don't mind. Well, my goal was to kill Dawn and then annihilate the rest of the ninja here. There's 10,000 ninja here. Contrary to what my intel told me, Naruto would crack his hands if you could not hear that. So, I think my client will understand. But I will make sure that I don't live like Dawn. I realize I'm too close to how he acted. Aren't you? Yeah, I'm Naruto Uzumaki. The one who they call the Immortal One. Yeah, that's you for sure. Well, I'll spread the word. Spread the word of what? That you're also a liberator. Well, I have a question. What are you gonna name this village? I think I'm gonna name it The Village Hidden by the Stars. I see. Interesting name. What's your name? Well, my name's Stars. Really? What an interesting name. Stars with a Z, might I add. So, not exactly a play on my full name, but, you know, it was a little inspired. Makes sense. I can't knock you for that one. Well, I plan on creating a village where people can live in harmony no matter their race, ethnic background, never mind their religion and their abilities. So, a society that is equal? Equality is the main thing. But, yeah, basically. That sounds amazing, but also extremely hard. But I also don't believe Kage should sit in their desk all day. They should be on the battlefield. So, Stars, I don't want to see you doing too much paperwork. But I would like to see if we could make a truce between our villages. We share resources, communication, intel, knowledge, and trade. I know that your village specializes in multiple teas that can't even be found in the village. Well, that specializes in tea the most. The village hidden in the tea. Or the land of tea, I believe it's its true name. Yeah, that's right. And I'm the one who came up with most of the teas. Naruto would clap. Well, good for you. Anyhow, can we? Yes, I would be glad. I would be. Honestly, I would be. What? What would you be? I would be amazed if we could have a truce between our villages. Perfect. And thus, Naruto would leave, returning to the village hidden in the eddy. Or in other words, I may get that lost in translation, so the village that all of the Uzumakis are from. Anyhow, Naruto would then clean up everything. The rubble, the dead bodies, the waste, the many weapons on the ground. As he would repurpose the weapons, cleaning them off in the rivers, and dusting them off in the grasslands. He would then remove all the rubble and create things. Small buildings, stone homes, anything he could to repurpose what was destroyed. He wanted as close to the carbon copy as original. And thus, he would create a wall so big and tall that the trees couldn't even surpass its height. Naruto created this wall for the safekeeping of the village. In the past, the village was attacked from all sides by 4 out of the 5 great nations, and thus it was destroyed. But with this, even if all 4 out of the 5 great nations came to attack him, they would be able to set up the necessary precautions, in theory, to survive. So, Naruto would smirk as he saw the beginning of his truly astonishing village. He would then put out many flyers in neighboring countries. Children, adults, teenagers, ninja, rogue ninja, the homeless, the unjust, the weak, the powerless. No matter who they are, they can reside within my village, free of charge. Naruto, from this point on, would still receive his million Ryo offer, as he would take that offer and repurpose it into the village. Never mind all the money that he already had from his mercenary jobs beforehand. He would be able to create his own village with proper food, restaurants, homes, establishments, and everything alike. There were places where children played, where children learned. Heck, Naruto was already in the works of developing a ninja academy. Never mind the fact that he was already developing an arena for the young-minded to fight and train. Surprisingly enough, the most people that Naruto would get in his village were A, children who had nowhere to go, and B, ninja. It was kind of surprising to Naruto. One day, a ninja would pass through the village, being cleared by the guards. This ninja was an Uzuka, or in other words, an Uzumaki and Inuzuka hybrid. It had seemed that his mother and father had both run away from the Hidden Leaf Village at a time when the Uzumakis were still in the Hidden Leaf Village and had children together. He was looking to see where he could possibly find his sister, who had said that she would be out in town and then disappeared. Luckily for him, his sister was actually at the village, and thus he would reconnect with his sister. Younger sister, by the way. Now, though it's a little choppy, he would explain to Naruto his situation, as Naruto would tell him that his sister is free to go, that he was merely giving her a place to stay. He would thank Naruto for his kindness, and then would take his sister, but his sister wouldn't want to go. She would want to say, I don't know if I said that clear enough, stay. Now, with that being said, he would ask why. She would say, well, there are many people here that I've grown to like, and that she wants to spend the rest of her life here. With that being said, he would make the compromise. He would stay in this village, which was so welcoming to his sister, and by extension, him. And thus, Naruto, after learning more and more about this man, would say, would you, Ace Inuzuka, like to be my ace? The one whose place is as my left and right hand, my guardian, my protector, in this village's hero. It would give you a good source of income. You could have a family here. And, best of all, you can spend many months away from the village doing ninja duties. Are you serious? I'm 100% serious. Since you've done so much for me and my family, I'll do as much as I can for yours. Hold your horses. I don't have much of a family, but I think a few years from now, maybe I will. There's a girl. I've been looking for her for a while. Her name's Saya. Saya? What an interesting name. I agree. And I think I want her to be my wife. Really? Yeah. I'm almost certain. I see. Naruto would officially give his village a name. The village hidden in the waves. Upon learning that there was already a village called, or I guess you could just say, not necessarily a village, but more of a sort of semi-village that we all know as the Land of Waves, Naruto would decide that rather than calling it the village hidden in the waves, he would call it the village hidden in the Aces. Naruto just decided to call it that. It kind of just came to head. But Ace didn't really like that. He didn't want it to be called the village hidden in the Aces. So he gave Naruto a suggestion. How about the village hidden in freedom? The village hidden in freedom? Yeah. But what would they call me as a Kage? I don't know, you can just be an Uzukage since you're an Uzumaki. You're so dumb but smart at the same time. Fine, Ace. Our village will be known as the village hidden in freedom. And thus, their village would become official. Now, many Uzumakis would flock to the village learning of its restoration. Just wandering Uzumakis and that kind of thing. As in this timeline, there's going to be a lot more of those, and yeah. And thus, Naruto would see a lot more people who he, technically speaking, shares the same blood with, which would, in a way, excite him and make him happy. Now, with that being said, many more establishments would rise up within Naruto's village as he would create trade with many more villages. Now, Naruto would leave the village for about a year's time. Within this year, he would spend approximately 2 to 3 months within each of the 5 great nations. And it was amazing for him. He learned many things. He learned of their food, he gathered many intel, kidnapping many shinobi, and learning their secrets. Also learning how they supported their own economies, and by extension, how they made their money. The many villages that they traded with on top of already establishing trade with them, and officially being recognized as the Uzukage. These are just some of the things that he did while on his year of, leaving the village. He also got a lot stronger, creating many more demonic release forms. But, most notably, was in his fight against Killer Bee and the Raikage, as well as Yuito Ni. He decided to 3v1 them, to see how his power stacks up against 3 people considered to be on the level of Tailed Beast. The Raikage being stated to have chakra levels similar to the Tailed Beast, Killer Bee and Yuito Ni both being Tailed Beast, the 8 and 2 tails respectively. And Naruto here would develop a form that he calls DCM. Both DCM 1 and 2, which stands for Demonic Chakra Mode. Similar to QB Chakra Mode, Demonic Chakra Mode is a form that engulfs Naruto in a special kind of red aura. A demonic one at that. which gives Naruto a drastic power-up of anywhere from 2 to 10 times, depending on his emotions. If he's just feeling normal, it's usually a 2 to 3 times boost. If he's within battle, usually a 4 to 6 times boost. But if he's enraged, it's usually a 5 to 8 times boost, and when pushed over the edge, it becomes a 10 times boost. And also when his life is in danger. Anyway, Naruto would use DCM many times, mastering it fully and making it so that it doesn't drain as much of his chakra. But he would return to his village with the same amount of people in his village behind him. You see, these were people from the sand, cloud, leaf, stone, mist, the lands of tea, the lands of waves, all of these places, and many more, of course, I was just naming a few, have brought ninja to Naruto, and have basically allowed their ninja to join other villages. And he even came with some rogue ninja, and they would all join the village hidden in freedom. With that, their village would quickly create one more wall to accommodate its newfound size. And thus, its village, or I suppose Naruto's village, would rise to both greater freedom and greater glory. But anyhow, Naruto wasn't the kind of Kage who wanted to sit in the desk. He was more akin to Tobirama and his ideologies that a Kage shouldn't be on the battlefield. And thus, he surrounded himself with battle. He would take 1 to 2 year long battle trips where he would learn information, intel about the world, train, fight ninja, and in the end, bring more ninja to his village. On top of the ever-increasing population, the village naturally. Now, eventually, Naruto was on a battle trip. This time it was only for 6 months. As on the last month of his trip, he would meet a girl. This girl looked as if he had seen her before. But he didn't know. She was wearing an Anbu face mask, and he wasn't sure who it was. So he battled the girl, like he battled most opponents. And they made a deal that if Naruto won, then she would join his village. And if she won, then Naruto would respectively declare her as a rival and or give her resources akin to joining his village. So they would fight. The fight would last about 20 minutes, with Naruto not tapping into his DCM forms as to not go overkill and accidentally kill the girl, who he felt some strange connection to. So the girl would join his village, but not before finishing the battle trip. He would then return with more resources, intel, many fine cuisines and fine wines, and many more ninja. And also believers in freedom. Upon arriving at the village, Naruto would enter his Kage quarters as he would sit down. He had invited the girl in as the girl would close the door, taking off her mask. Yeah, you mentioned in our battle that I looked and seemed very familiar. It's because we've met before, Naruto. I'm Saya. You're kidding. No. I'm completely serious. Interesting. Well, that's quite nice to hear, I guess. It's been so long. Yeah. And I think you have a little bit of a crush on me, Naruto. Huh? Where'd you get that from? Well, there was a guy that I met before coming in here. He had face paint on, so I think he's from the Inuzuka clan. Or a clan that you've probably never heard of, known as the Noharas. Anyway, he asked if I was the girl that Naruto wanted to marry. You're kidding me. This guy? Naruto thought to himself. Jeez, Naruto would say. Well, he's not wrong. I do want to spend the rest of my life with you, if possible. Well, I'll think about it. But in the meantime, how do you become a ninja in this village? Well, there's a specific trial that you take, and you'll be taught the basics, and depending on your skill, you can easily do this within a day to 3 days. Some do it within a week. People who have no knowledge or no experience do it within a year, if they're of your age. Children go to our academy for about 6 years, where they learn proper chakra control, the normal Shadow-Clone Jutsu, the illusionary Shadow-Clone Jutsu, one Genjutsu, and try to start the basics of a chakra nature. I see. Well, you have quite the elaborate village. And established. Thank you. No, thank you. You've given me a place to stay. And you've given me a new goal. To be as free as possible. Well, I'm glad. This village is all about freedom. So with that, Naruto would sit down, looking out into the world. 3 more years would pass. This is a time skip. Naruto is now 19 years old and expecting his first child with Saya Uzumaki. He's been thinking of naming her Rin, as it is going to be a girl. But he doesn't know yet. She's only just recently gotten pregnant, so he's not sure what he wants to call her. They are both currently 19 years old. With that being said, a lot more has changed. And just so you guys know, we're basically pushing the Naruto story 3 years into the future before everything happened, like the Great Age of War, all the modern stuff, all the Toby stuff. But there has been a problem. Recently, many tailed beasts have been going missing, quote-unquote, and the only tailed beasts that remain are the one-tails, Gaara, who only survived due to Naruto's aid, the 2 tails, Yukito, the 3 tails, Yagura, the 8 tails, Killer Bee, and the 9 tails, technically speaking. You know, Naruto is the 9 tails Jinchuriki in name only, as the 9 tails is technically no longer with us, unfortunately. So, a Kage-sama would be called. What do I mean? Why is it not a 5 Kage-sama? Well, in this time, Naruto's village has finally been recognized, with its growing population considerably comparable to the other great nations, and power, as far as military power goes, considerable also to other great nations. It has now joined the respective great nations, and it is now called the 6 great nations and the Kage-sama. As the Kage just didn't want to call it the 6 Kage-sama. It sounded a little funny, so they just decided to call it the Kage-sama. Now, with that being said, they would hold the summit. There, they would speak amongst each other about the current problem. The massive amount of tailed beasts that have gone missing. And again, the only reason why all these tailed beasts are here is because of Naruto. Naruto is always on the move and always able to get to them in time. Like Yugito. Yugito was fighting Kakuzu and Hidan, and Naruto arrived just quick enough to both kill Hidan and Kakuzu. He killed Hidan in a similar way to how Shikamaru did. And he just killed Kakuzu the natural way by taking out all of his hearts. But anyway, by killing Hidan and Kakuzu, he was able to save Yukichi. Anyway, eventually they would start talking about what they should do, and Naruto would point out that it is most likely the group known as the Akatsuki. Now, with that, a portal-like rift would open within the room. This man wore an orange mask, had black hair, and a red mystic eye under his mask. Naruto would look at the man as he would announce himself as Madara Uchiha. He would then say, "I am Madara Uchiha, and I shall declare the fourth great ninja war." With that, they were all forced into combat as quickly as the many years of peace had lasted. The many years of war had continued. I say that in a little bit of a sarcastic way. It's not going to be many years, but war has now started back up again. And it wasn't a quick time. It was a pretty long time. Anyway, Naruto would then gather up all of his forces and head to the battlefield. Now, as for all of the war stuff, everything is going to go the same. All of the forces for the Leaf, Cloud, Stone, etc., have been gathered and are now taking place. Now, Naruto is a big factor in this war. And Sasuke is also pretty important as well. Now, with that being said, he has kind of strayed down the Orochimaru path. But him and Naruto are not equals, but they have fought equally within their base forms. As Naruto's actually on his battle trips met Sasuke multiple times. Maybe it was just the luck of running into your, opposite reincarnation. Or, it was just happen chance. But anyway, nevertheless, Naruto and Sasuke had fought on multiple occasions, and it was as if they were already rivals. Now, with that being said, we will touch upon the war just a little bit. I say a little bit as I do not want to stagger too long on the war, and rather a little bit of the later half. So everything in the middle goes exactly the same before Naruto arrives to fight Madara. With Naruto's, technically speaking, shadow clone arriving to fight Madara Uchiha, Madara was intrigued. But a change would happen here. Instead of Madara jumping down and testing his physical taijutsu against the new gen ninja, rather, he would unleash a beast. He would bite down on his finger as he would say, summoning jutsu. 9 tails, demon fox. Naruto didn't know what was going on. But when he saw a huge beast with 9 tails, he remembered everything that Kurama had done for him. Everything that he knew about Kurama, what he looked like, and who he was. So when he saw the 9 tails in possession of Madara Uchiha, he was disgusted and infuriated. Naruto has a sort of shared link with his clones, so he knew what was going on and wanted to rush to the scene immediately. But to test the true power of Madara, rather than rushing to the scene immediately, he would have to push multiple high, I guess you could say, frequencies of chakra to his clone to increase its strength and see how much it can stack up against Madara. He would then make the clone activate DCM-1 as it would rush towards the 9 tails. With that, he and the 9 tails, he being Naruto's clone, would have a battle. Naruto would then throw up a jutsu quite similar to the Rasengan. This jutsu is water style based, but it basically is sort of similar to the Rasengan at a base and the Chidori as an attack. Anyway, Naruto would slam this into the 9 tails as he would later then be whipped by one of the Nine Tails' tails. This would cause Naruto to believe that this is the Nine Tails, and that the Nine Tails and Madara working together is a huge threat. With that being said, Naruto, rather than attacking somebody who he viewed as sort of a father figure, similar to how he views Zabuza, and also like, like that big brother, big sister feeling, and role in Kurama, he would not want to attack him, but rather the person who's controlling him, as he would see something that he didn't like. When he jumped up into the air to attack the Nine Tails once more, he saw the red eye of the Sharingan, which made him shift his focus to none other than Madara Uchiha instead, the one controlling him. And thus, he and Madara would have a battle. Naruto would kick Madara to the ground so suddenly Madara couldn't react at this current time. With that, he would start to attack multiple ninja on the ground, basically re-getting his fighting skill. A lot happens when you're reanimated, so you're not in the best shape possible. And so he's basically, getting back in the shape and fighting. With that, Naruto would walk towards Madara, with steam quite literally basking on his body. So basically coming off his body. I don't know if you've seen All Might in his strongest forms, but whenever he uses, One for All, it basically just kind of makes his body steam. Anyway, Naruto would continue walking towards Madara, as Madara would look down on Naruto. "Who are you, boy?" "I am Naruto Uzumaki." Uzumaki? It's been a long time since I've heard that name. "Are you related to the Senju clan?" "Why does it matter? You're Madara Uchiha, are you not? You come from a time way before this current period. And you're the bastard who started this war. Or are you not? You see, when an orange-haired shinobi, or rather orange-masked, not haired, came into the 5, well, now 6, I suppose, Kage Summit room, it was an interesting feeling. He gave off a presence like none other, and I can sense that you are not him, not in the slightest." "How so?" "I'm sure of it. That guy who came into the 5 Kage Summit room, and now the 6 Kage Summit room, I do not sense the same presence that I sense from you. It seems to me like you are a much different person than him." "Well, you're right on there. That was Obito Uchiha." "Why tell me such a thing?" "Well, why not, if you're going to die anyway?" Naruto would smirk. "Die by your hand?" as he would slam his fist into Madara Uchiha. This is where he would quickly grab Madara, kicking him up into the air and spinning, as if he was imitating a move from Rock Lee himself. With that, he would create the hand signs for a water-style jutsu. This jutsu would be known as water-style water bullet. With that, Madara's body would be engulfed in wet, I suppose. But to be more specific, a high-level water-style jutsu with the force of 100 bulls. With that being said, Madara would cough up some water as he would look up. There stood Naruto, as he would say, "Flying Destroyer, water style, water decimation." With that, 3 different sources of water would come pouring down on Madara. His mother had a bad feeling about this. Naruto would then smirk. "You see, there was a time, give or take 2 years ago, when I fully mastered my wind style. I'm grateful for that, even if it means that I am injured in the process. I would gladly do it again. Now, wind style. Wind. Explosion. With that, Naruto would then yell out, combination style. Raging explosion. With that, he would jump towards Madara, grabbing him as tight as he could, as the attack would unleash. Naruto's clone would then be almost basically destroyed from that attack, as Madara was in pieces. But, unfortunately for Naruto, reanimations aren't so easy to kill, and thus, Madara's body would slowly put itself back together. This worried Naruto. Naruto's real body, not the clone. The clone no longer felt any form of connection to Naruto at this point. That's how beaten up it is. With that, it would do the only thing it could, explode. As it would run towards Madara, exploding. Madara would then repiece himself back together once more, as he would smirk. Jeez, if I were alive, maybe then he would have injured me. But this body truly is something else. It does not beat my real body, though. I definitely want that back as soon as possible. But I can live without it for a little bit. Come now, Ninetales. Wipe these ninja off the face of the map. Yes, Master, the Ninetales would say, as it would create a tailed beast bomb. This tailed beast bomb would be fired into the crowd of ninja, as all ninja remaining would now cease to exist. Naruto felt the power of the tailed beast bomb, along with all skilled sensory ninja and many others. The rest were able to see the destruction. It was a powerful, concentrated wave, which shook the earth itself. With that, Naruto knew what he had to do. He had to fight Madara Uchiha as his real self. And thus, he would create 1,000 shadow clones. Each of them would use the DCM chakra mode, or demonic chakra mode. This would conserve Naruto's chakra. He needed to fight Madara in base, so he could get a proper reading on Madara. But where he couldn't, match Madara entirely, his clones could substitute for him and do what he wasn't able to do. Naruto would arrive on the battlefield with Madara talking to Mu. The one that was a Tsuchikage. With that being said, Naruto would then have an angry expression on his look, I suppose, or face rather, as he looked on the ground. There he saw nothing but ashes, as long as the battlefield. Naruto would then grit his teeth. This isn't what was supposed to happen. Why are you here, Madara Uchiha? Madara could hear this from miles away as he looked down at the boy. Why, you say? Madara would yell. Because this is merely a means to an end. So that's how you think of it, huh? The infinite Tsukuyomi will be complete, boy. I knew from the get-go I was fighting a shadow clone, but it's surprising nevertheless. Why are you so surprised? It's you who did all of this. No. Shouldn't you be blaming the QB? I'm not gonna blame the Ninetales for being controlled. It has no free will at this moment. So no, it wasn't the QB.
It was Madara Uchiha. It was Madara Uchiha who left a battlefield of ashes in his path. It was Madara Uchiha who didn't give a damn about the many ninja in this world who have children, families that they have to get back to. It was Madara Uchiha who wouldn't, no, who didn't want peace to last. With that, Naruto didn't care. All of his clones' demonic chakra mode would rise up to DCM2, or demonic chakra mode 2, as he would walk towards Madara. His clones waited around Madara, similar to a circular wall of sorts, as they were basically waiting for any moment that Naruto needed their assistance. Naruto in a rage would attack Madara, as he would slam his fist into the shinobi. Mu would quickly rise to action, as Madara would say, "Halt your movements. This is a battle that I want to take alone." Mu would understand, as at this point he's not being controlled by Kabuto. That's kind of already happened, that whole thing where he explains, like, I've gotten you to even stronger than you were before, even though, yeah, how would you know how strong I am? That situation. That's already happened, so this is now just Mu talking. With that being said, Madara would then let his fight begin with Naruto. Naruto would then use another water bullet, as he would quickly rush behind Madara, kicking him up into the air and then slamming him down into the ground, not like Lee this time, but merely with his feet. With that, he would play a similar game in a way to soccer with Madara's body, as he would kick him up, down, and then would kick him to his shadow clones, which would do the same thing, repeating it in a whole, I guess you could say, 1,000-man soccer game with Madara. As you can tell, this did a lot of damage to Madara Uchiha, which caused him to have to reform once again. Naruto would then grit his teeth. So right now we're fighting an immortal man, I suppose. Your reanimation, meaning you can only be defeated by a seal, huh? That should work against you, should it not? I think so. Naruto would then reach down into his pocket. I had a suspicion that these were the kind of reanimations that could be defeated by seals. But if these don't work, I'll perform my own sealing jutsu. Now, Raging Seal, I will seal you away. Madara Uchiha, I have just one message for you. Just know, this is not your era. So do we have an understanding? Have an understanding on what? That you are no longer the figurehead for this generation. You are merely a relic, an ancient tool, an ancient weapon, an ancient thing that has been forgotten. Nothing more, nothing less. Nobody gives a damn about you or anything that you've done. In our history books, you are the evil Madara Uchiha, the unlovable Madara Uchiha, the deserter Madara Uchiha. And I'm sure history isn't always direct. It's not always correct either. You see, the art of being direct is telling no lies in one way or another. And the art of being correct is the same. But either way, you are the monster that they talk of. I can see it in your eyes. You have those eyes too, Naruto. What eyes? Those of someone who was once lost and found their destiny. But I can also see a different kind of eyes. That look. You have the look of someone who's been at death's door multiple times. Am I wrong? Well, you're right, but why does that matter? Well, it was just a hunch, but I guess I was right. It doesn't really matter, but if we're talking about eyes, we share those same mystique eyes. Don't compare my eyes to those of a psychopath like you. You see, everyone was fine with how life was going. If I had even 5 or 10 or 2 more years, I would have created peace within the shinobi world. But you came along and destroyed the foundations that we created, that the figureheads of this generation created. You're just an old relic that continues to make noise. For no goddamn reason. Naruto would clench his fist. And for that, I will seal you, Madara Uchiha, away. Naruto would rush towards Madara, putting 3 seals on his back and 1 on his head. Madara would now stand in place, as Naruto would see him smirk. You think these seals are enough to stop me? Slowly but surely, his hand would reach to his head, as Naruto would pull out his sword. No, I didn't think it was enough. He would then pull it out and then close it, cutting both of Madara's legs and arms off in a swift motion. With that, he would then yell out, "Now, 1,000-man sealing jutsu. Demonic seal. You'll be sealed here for eternity, and you will cease to exist. Your body will be incinerated, and you'll be nothing but a pile of nothingness. Not even your ashes will remain. Go now, men." Naruto's shadow clones would surround Madara, creating a full sealing circle. This sealing circle would also affect Mu, as Mu would, be sealed away. Madara was a little bit of a different story. As his body started to leave the earth, / his soul, I suppose, not necessarily his body, something binded him to the ground. Whether this was will or not, it did happen. But Naruto didn't care. With that, he himself would enter demonic chakra mode 2, as the sealing jutsu would be at its max capacity. As you know, Naruto is a master of seals. On many of his battle trips, he honed many more sealing jutsus and that kind of thing. Anyway, with that being said, Naruto would then fall on one knee. Madara, go to hell. Naruto's shadow clones would all explode in tandem, or in other words, in a basically just massive explosion, as both Madara, the deserter of the Hidden Leaf Village, and Mu, the former Tsuchikage, would both be sealed away. Naruto would fall on his back as he would pant heavily. Having 1,000 shadow clones do something like that is akin to summoning 10,000, maybe even 20,000 to 30,000, and maybe even 50,000 shadow clones. With that being said, Madara Uchiha, one of the figureheads of the old generation, had been defeated alongside Mu, and that is the end of it. Madara is not coming back. With that being said, excuse me, sorry about that, had a burp, and I didn't want to edit that out, as I feel like it just kind of gives more natural aspects to the recording. But anyway, so with that being said, Naruto would stand up as he would start to walk towards the next center of the battlefield. This is where the 7 ninja swordsmen are fighting, and this timeline, Zabuza and Haku aren't dead, so yeah. But anyhow, Naruto would quickly arrive on the scene as he would fight along Kakashi and Guy, as well as the many other ninja on the scene, against the 7 ninja swordsmen, and they would basically, wash them in a sense, or beat them in a sense, whatever you want to call it, wash, beat, whatever. But anyway, so with that being said, I know I've been saying that being said a lot, honestly. Anyhow, Naruto had now deciding that he's going to go to the root of the problem, would track down the user who is making these reanimations, Kabuto Yakashi. There, he would meet Kabuto, but Obito was also there. Luckily for him, he arrived at a good enough time to where Itachi's reanimation was already on the scene. As you know, in the original, he basically made Naruto Katana to Kami him, but since he hasn't given the crow away, he just Koto Natsukami's himself without the need, and then disposes of Nagato. With that being said, Naruto, Itachi, as well as Sasuke would arrive on the scene to fight Kabuto and Obito respectively. This is where we have a small change. Naruto's demonic release is powerful enough to seal Obito's movements. What do I mean by this? Now, it cannot seal Obito's movements completely. That's just not how it works. But he is able to prevent Obito from using Kamui. With that out of the way, Itachi and Sasuke would fight Kabuto and Naruto would fight Obito. Naruto and Obito's fight would be even from the start until Naruto activated his demonic forms. This is where Obito would be pushed to the edge, having to use multiple uncanny abilities to dodge and evade Naruto. At one point or another, Naruto would pierce through Obito's body with his bare hands alone. This would cause Obito to have to rewrite reality with his other Sharingan. As you know, Obito has a collection of Sharingan eyes, and he usually uses two, with one being his real eye, one being some random Uchiha who was most likely father's eye. But either way, he was able to use Izanagi/Izanami with the eye to rewrite reality. Now, with that being said, Naruto would continue to fight Obito, as he would realize that Obito must have used the forbidden jutsu of the Uchiha clan, the Izanami jutsu, as he knows that this is Obito Uchiha, so yeah, and he's also aware of the Sharingan's abilities, like the Izanami. With that being said, Naruto would continue to fight Obito, so much so that their battle would have both of them sweating. You could physically see, the sweat dripping under Obito's mask, and you could physically see the sweat coming off of Naruto's forehead. As you can tell, Obito's sweating a little more than Naruto. With that being said, Naruto would push this fight even further for Obito, as Obito would fall on his knees. This is where Naruto would pick Obito up, holding him up by the head. It seems that you are merely another pawn of Mother Uchiha, one to be casted aside. I give you an option here. You can fight for us, freedom, or you can die here, knowing that you never got any of your ambitions. Whilst fighting Madara, he even told me that one of your ambitions was to become Hokage, was it not? Well, maybe you could do that. Become Kage now. Do you know all the atrocities I've committed? So, Danzo's a high-ranking elder, and he's committed the most atrocities of probably any man, besides Mother Uchiha. Well, even so, just end my life here, Naruto. End your life here, huh? You know what, that doesn't sound too bad, but your name's Obito, right? I believe that you are important in somebody's history. Somebody who's still alive. You know, just recently I met the ninja Kakashi Hatake. I've met him before, but I mean I met him again. And I feel the same presence in those eyes that I feel in his Sharingan. You know, he only has one Sharingan, which is obvious. He is no Uchiha, meaning he got a Sharingan from someone or somewhere. Kakashi doesn't seem like the type to steal, and Kakashi wasn't close enough with Danzo to receive a Sharingan. For his work, of course. So, the only likely outcome would be that you gave him your Sharingan. For what reason, I'm not sure, but maybe you were dying, and that's probably where you met Madara. Am I correct? And if you are, then if I am, it only confirms my suspicions. You're connected to Kakashi Hatake. In a very close way at that. So I'd like to subdue you. With that, Naruto would break Naruto would break both of Obito's legs and arms, basically causing him to, be immobile and not be able to do anything. As he would then assist Kabuto, just assisting Kabuto's defeat, as Naruto, Itachi, and Sasuke would be victorious. With that, they would give Kabuto the ultimatum to live or die. But at this point, the technique that Itachi was using, the Izanami/Izanagi technique that he was using on Kabuto had already worked. So Kabuto is now a good person, and he would undo the reanimation jutsu. With that, he would join the good side, quote-unquote, if that's what you want to call it, as there is no 10 tails all being gathered, so the 10 tails cannot come. Jubidara isn't a thing. 10 tails Obito isn't a thing. So with that, the war had officially been ended, and their prize was basically, just saving the world. Specifically, the Village Hidden in Freedom's prize was Obito Uchiha, and Kabuto, having nowhere to go, would decide that he wanted to work under the Village of Freedom. It seemed to be a good place with a good environment, good people, that kind of thing. And thus, he would join the Village of Freedom. So they got a Kage-level ninja, great thing for the Village Hidden in Freedom, and they got Obito Uchiha. This is where the Leaf and the Land of Freedom / the Village Hidden in Freedom would make, basically, I guess you could just call it negotiations, as Naruto would hand over Obito Uchiha. Obito and Kakashi would then have a conversation, as Obito sat in a chair, tied up, both of his legs and arms still broken, looking into the dazing eyes of Kakashi Hatake. Kakashi would then say that he was sorry, as Obito would yell out, "Sorry isn't enough, Kakashi. You killed Rin. It wasn't my fault. She wanted me to kill her." "Yeah, she wanted you to kill her. She wanted you to take her life. I swear to you. You see, it was probably Mother Uchiha who planted the three tails in her. And if I didn't kill her then, she would have went berserk. I didn't want to kill her at first, but she went in the way of my attack. No way. My goal was to just kill all of the Ambu. But then she went into my attack." What a load of crap. I don't believe it. Not one bit. Well, I'm telling the truth, Obito. I'm sorry. I understand. You felt so abandoned. You felt like I betrayed you. I promised to protect Rin, and in the end, I killed her by my own hand. So I'm sorry. Sorry's not enough, Kakashi. Please, forgive me. Forgive me, Obito. Kakashi would get on his knees, begging for Obito's forgiveness, as Obito thought about all the things that Kakashi did for him, all of their memories and, all of that. Obito would sigh. I can forgive you. What? I thought you were gonna... Don't question it. It's pretty obvious to see. You're not lying. The story you tell is true. Did you do this all for Rin? All of this destruction? No, not in the slightest. What did you do it for then? I just wanted peace. Look at this wretched world. But Uzumaki Naruto, our sensei Minato's son, would have done that already. How was I supposed to be aware of some prodigal son? The thing was, he wasn't even prodigal in the least bit. He was just your average boy. Similar to you, in fact. He rose to the top. He gained friends, gained allies. Things worked the way that they were supposed to. And he was going to bring freedom. He was going to bring peace. I'm certain of it. You're that certain, huh? Maybe if I just didn't do anything, things would have panned out the same. And there would be peace. Maybe even everlasting peace. Yeah, that's right. Well, I don't feel too well. Maybe it's because my arms are broken. Could you fix that, Kakashi? Promise me. Promise me that you'll never do any of the things that you've done. That you'll only fight for the side of the good. The greater good for the leaf, the greater good for society. It doesn't matter. Abide by your own morals as long as they are good. That's all I ask. Please. Obito would shed tears at this very moment, as he would say, yes, Kakashi, I promise. With that, I'm not going to describe how his arms would be unbroken, but it's a very painful process, and it's just a lot of screaming on Obito's part, so his eyes have now been, like, unsealed, as they were not able to use any attacks before. Like, he wasn't able to use his Sharingan that much, and only, like, his actual eye. And as for his legs and arms, they are unbroken now. With that being said, Obito was now introduced into the Leaf Village as an actual ally and as an actual ninja. As it was then when he decided that he would make his goal to become Hokage. And this is where I want to leave the story off. As for Boruto, well, he's never gonna be born, as Naruto's never gonna marry Hinata. He married Saya in this what if. So they would just have another child. And Rin at this point has already been born, and their second child is, well, gonna be known as Benimaru. But yeah, Benimaru and Rin are the best of brothers and sisters, and they're growing up to be prodigies themselves with the blood of two Uzumakis within them, and the Namakazes. They have been, well, basically sought out by many people in the world, just, you know, for how rare they are. Smaller nations have tried to kidnap them before, but everything's pretty good for the most part. They are growing up strong enough, and at the current time, even how young they are already at the level of some academy and even some getting ninja. So yeah, they're doing pretty well for themselves, as they're both under the age of 4. But yeah, with that being said, Naruto would live a life with Saya Uzumaki, as the biggest threat to come would be Momoshiki. Momoshiki would be dealt with the combined forces of all of the ninja in the world, at least, you know, all of the, like, Kage and that kind of thing. And so, yeah, this is just where I want to end the story. It feels kind of good, and just for all you wondering, Obito does become Hokage. He actually becomes the 7th Hokage, because Tsunade is still put into Hokage in this timeline, and then Kakashi takes over, and then Kakashi basically teaches Obito about many things, you know, similar to how he tutored Naruto into becoming Hokage and becoming that role. He would do the same for Obito, and Obito would become the 7th Hokage of the Hidden Leaf Village, being forgiven for his war crimes and being known as a hero alongside the great heroes like Naruto, Sasuke, Itachi, Kakashi, Tsunade, the Sannin in general, though Orochimaru was a little bit of a nutcase with that one. And yeah, even Kabuto was shown as a little bit of a hero, being the one who stopped the reanimation jutsu, even though technically speaking he started it. Thank you for watching. I am so thankful that if you actually made it to the end, that is honestly amazing. My thanks goes to you, the viewer, for watching. I hope that you subscribed or liked the video if you were new to the channel. Stay, watch some of the other videos. Check out Saruto's channel down below. But one of my most thanks is to Saruto himself. He worked very hard in this video with me, so I am very thankful for that. Staying up late hours, we completed What If Naruto Was a Mercenary? The movie. Thank you. Thank you all. And with that, Rami X out.